pulled her lifeless body from the water. But why was her face frozen in terror? After spending the evening wandering through Los Angeles, Elisa Lam walked back toward the towering, haunted walls of the Cecil Hotel. From the outside, nothing seemed unusual, just another young traveler returning from the city. But inside, shadows whispered different stories. She entered the lobby, calm but distracted, as if her thoughts were racing. Moments later, she pressed the elevator button. And what followed would become one of the most disturbing mysteries ever caught on camera. At first, Elisa's movements were ordinary. She stepped in, pushed several buttons, as if she unsure of her floor. But then, she began acting strangely. She leaned out, looked left and right, as if someone was chasing her. She hit against the wall, then suddenly stepped out again, like she was fleeing from something we can't see. Her hands moving in eerie, unnatural patterns, almost like she was talking to an invisible presence. The elevator doors refused to close, staying open for too long, defying logic. Some believe the footage was tampered with. The minutes were cut, slowed, or erased. Was someone hiding the truth? Or was Elisa truly experiencing something otherworldly that night? This is the last video of Elisa Lam alive, and the mystery behind her behavior remains one of the darkest puzzles in modern history. For weeks, guests at the Cecil Hotel complained that the water tasted strange. It came out dark, foul-smelling, with a metallic taste that no one could explain. Some even said it looked red. When maintenance staff finally climbed to the rooftop to check the massive water tanks, they made a discovery so horrifying it shocked the world. Inside one of the tanks was the lifeless body of Elisa Lam. Her clothes were floating, her skin pale, and her body showed signs of brutal decomposition. Many claim she was dismembered, her remains scarred by the water itself. And the chilling truth, for nearly 3 weeks, every guest at the hotel had been drinking, bathing, and brushing their teeth with the very water that carried her corpse. But the darkest question remains, how did Elisa's body end up there at all? The rooftop was locked, the alarms untouched, and the tank itself was nearly impossible for just one person to climb into, let alone close from the inside. Was it an accident, a cover-up, or something far more sinister hiding in the walls of the Cecil Hotel? Elisa Lam was only 21 years old, a daughter, a student, and a dreamer. She came to Los Angeles searching for freedom, adventure, and a chance to escape the darkness inside her mind. But instead, she found herself swallowed by a place that seemed to feed on her fears. The Cecil Hotel became her last chapter, a chapter written in confusion, pain, and mystery. What breaks the heart the most is that the Elisa was struggling long before the world ever knew her name. She battled anxiety, depression, and loneliness. And now, those blog posts and final photographs are all we have left. Words of a young woman who wanted to be heard, who wanted to leave, but whose voice was silenced too soon. Her death remains unsolved, her story unfinished, and every time we remember Elisa, we're reminded of how fragile life is and how easily a dream can turn into a tragedy.
She was just a girl, Elisa Lam, smiling, alive, and unaware that her final journey would turn into one of the darkest mysteries of our time. This is where it ended, the rooftop of the Cecil Hotel, a place that hides more questions than the answers. When they found her, it was already too late, a lifeless body pulled from a place no one was ever meant to be. The water, the same water guests drank and showered with every day. For weeks, Elisa's body was inside this tank. The truth behind how she got there remains in the shadows.